The mighty, mighty students, fighting for justice, and climate action.
On a hot spring morning, dozens of protesters marched down Soquel Avenue. They're chanting and waving painted cardboard signs that say, "Save the Earth," "Fund Transit," or "Climate Justice Now." The protesters began the day at UCSC. Then they passed by Mission Hill Middle and Santa Cruz High, where more students walked out of their classes to join the march. The motley crew of college students, middle schoolers, and high schoolers marched through the streets to draw attention to the climate crisis, shutting down Soquel Avenue Bridge and ending at San Lorenzo Park. There, the students gathered for music and speeches. Two local activist groups organized the march: UC Santa Cruz Climate Coalition and Santa Cruz Youth for Climate Justice. Nicole McGaffey of the Climate Coalition helped lead the protest.
This walkout's important because it shows our politicians, it also shows our UC system that students care about what's happening with the climate, and we need aggressive climate action now.
Within the next decade, some scientists estimate the planet will warm past 1.5 degrees Celsius. Beyond that threshold, coral reefs face grave risks, sea levels rise more quickly, and extreme weather events become more frequent. For march organizer Gwen Pardon, those threats have been far too close to home.
It is a climate emergency, and not just a climate emergency globally, but specifically in our own community. So we've seen it locally with the CZU fires, the rising water levels that we've seen in the Beach Flats area, West Cliff completely, crumbling into the sea. It's an emergency, and it's happening here.
That's part of why students are demanding more action from local leaders, such as expanding affordable and widespread public transit. The activists called for UC Santa Cruz and the entire UC system to cut ties with banks which invest the most in fossil fuels. They also called for the university to offer more climate education and to set aggressive targets for cutting carbon emissions. For its part, the UC system plans to have all campuses be completely carbon neutral by 2050. UCSC said in a statement that the campus is a global leader in climate change research and maintains a long-standing commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainability. However, the UC system as a whole emits over 1 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalents each year. For reference, that's more emissions than the entire country of Sierra Leone. Despite the road ahead for Santa Cruz and the UC system, marches like the one on Friday can still spark hope. That's been true for marchers like Jennifer Gonzalez, a professor of art history at UCSC who came out to support the students.
The more students are inspired to work collectively, the more they'll learn that to make real change, we have to work together. And I think having a walkout or having some kind of an action like this involves them in a kind of public voice. And young people rarely get a public voice, so they're taking it to the streets.
Beyond the streets, the activists plan to pressure the university through petitions and letters and continue raising awareness about issues of climate justice here in the Santa Cruz area. For KSQD Radio, I'm Luis Melecio-Zambrano.